Hi everyone and welcome. I am Cassandra. This is Alice. We are very excited that you are here today. Today we're going to explore the nervous system as always, and we will see where it takes us. So go ahead and begin in a comfortable seated position with our eyes open. So you can be sitting on the floor, cross-legged, maybe sitting back on your heels, maybe on a couch or in a chair, wherever you'd like. So go ahead and just take in what's going on in your space, looking around your room, noticing 5 things that you can see, and just sticking with very basic naming techniques here for them. So I see a white piece of paper, so I can just say white, the color. Maybe green for leaves. Just noticing what's going on. And then let's move to 4 things we can hear. Maybe closing your eyes if you feel ready to do so. Listening to the sound of your breathing. And without wishing the sounds in your environment would change, we're just naming them without judgment. Let's move on when you're ready to 3 things you can feel or touch. Maybe the fabric of your clothing. Maybe you want to hold your own hand or hug yourself. Notice what that feels like. Maybe give yourself a squeeze. Maybe placing your hand on your heart and just noticing the pressure. Moving to 2 things that you can smell or 2 of your favorite smells. It's spring right now, so all of the beautiful flowers are so fragrant. And then we're going to move on 1 thing you can taste or 1 of your favorite tastes. Just noticing any tension in your body. Noticing if that practice brought you into the present moment, maybe helped you unclench a little bit. Maybe you are clenching somewhere, so let's just go to that. That is a very natural and normal response to something that is threatening. Maybe in the present moment or something from the past, or even anticipating something from the future. So notice where that clenching is. Relaxing the forehead, eyes, jaw, mouth. Move down your back, shoulders, coming to your chest. Maybe doing a few shoulder rolls up, back, and down, loosening the upper body. Maybe you notice you were holding your breath a little bit, and you can take some deeper inhales through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let's do a deep double inhale through the nose. And then breathe out through a very thin straw through your mouth. Let's just do a few more of those here. Deep double inhale. Very slow exhale through the mouth. And as you continue this cyclic sighing, deep double inhale, slow exhale through the lips. Continue that breathing if it feels good, and just continue down your body, noticing the middle and lower back, the belly. Can you relax the belly on the inhale and exhale instead of kind of tightening the core on the exhale? Can you just keep it loose today? and relaxed. Maybe yes, maybe no. Continuing with the breathing, moving to the hips, the glutes, and the legs. Just noticing any tension you're holding there. Moving down to the hands and the feet. Maybe shaking out the hands. Maybe you want to extend the legs long, shake out the legs. When you're ready, we're just going to inhale the right leg, bending the right leg, inhaling, bringing it up. So as far or as close to your body as feels good. You can also cross it over the left thigh. So play with that here and see what feels good. Maybe start with it on the inside of the left thigh. Take the left hand on the outside of the right thigh. Right hand is behind your back and you're just twisting. So we're thinking about twisting from our middle and lower back, not really your torso and your face. Those can just stay in alignment with your chest, like you're looking forward. And if it feels okay in your neck, you can continue the gaze over your right shoulder, but just if there's any tweakiness, there's no need for that. Okay, so we're just going to stay here. You can even, with your left elbow, kind of grab your leg in, pull it in tighter, really massaging those internal organs and twisting more deeply. And if you want to play with the outside here, you're just going to step your right foot on the outside of the left thigh, maybe kind of hook your left forearm here, and just pressing into your right thigh with your left forearm, and just noticing what feels good. So this practice is a trauma-informed yoga practice where lots of options are offered. And sometimes that becomes overwhelming. So this is really an opportunity for you to tune into your body and notice what you need at this moment. So if you feel overwhelmed, just open the eyes, look around, name 5 things, really tune into this present moment and what you need right now. And that could be something that I didn't offer, so you just take that. And then when you're ready, on your next exhale, we're going to drop our right leg down, just down. And then we're countering the twist, twisting over to the left. So again, face can stay in alignment with the chest, just countering that twist, moving in the opposite direction. Notice your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Belly is soft. Where do you typically hold tension? Did you tense those muscles up? Can you release them? We're not in a rush here. We're taking our time. There's nowhere else to be. Maybe you're thinking, I do have things to do. And sometimes keeping a notepad or a journal with you during this practice is really useful. So you can write those things down. Maybe they come out of your mind onto the paper, and then you can come back to the present moment. On your next exhale, just come to center. Maybe bending this left leg if you need to sit up nice and tall, reach your arms up, and we are going to fold over the left leg. So maybe you're just here, and that is a beautiful place for you to be. Feel the parts of your body that are touching the earth. And you can kind of round and walk forward if you want. You can also, instead of folding over your left leg, you're kind of folding in alignment with your pelvis over the right heel. So just play with those 2 positions here and notice what feels good to you today, because tomorrow it might be different, and that is okay. Just rocking left and right as you fold. If you have any pain in the right knee or hip, you're just going to want to back off a little bit and focus on your breath. Focus on grounding. Feeling all 5 fingers on the earth, the palms of the hands grounded. Notice the pressure under the hands. Noticing a similar pressure under the parts of the body that are touching the earth. Noticing the senses, being in those 5 senses really brings us into the present moment. Our mind has a harder time wandering, so your mind will wander, and that is normal. So as soon as you notice you're thinking about something else, you can write it down again on the pad of paper or journal. Maybe you don't need to do that. Just come back to the present by listening to the sound of your breath. You always have your breath with you. That is your home. Let's come back to that. And again, just notice if you're holding your breath. Maybe you can deepen it a little bit. Maybe you can make your exhale just a second longer than your inhale, really signaling to your nervous system that you can rest and relax. When you're ready, we're just going to walk up, taking your time, maybe stretching both legs out nice and long, bumping the legs, shaking the hands, whatever kind of movement you want, pointing and flexing the feet, rotating the wrists and the ankles, taking some deep breaths. And we are just going to switch sides. So we're going to hug our left knee in, and just notice how this side might be different. Go ahead and start maybe with the foot on the inside of the right thigh, unless you know you prefer it on the outside, and go ahead and take that, twisting over to the left. You do not need to immediately take your deepest twist. Just play with it here. Be curious. What if I don't go super deeply in the first few seconds? What if I just move slowly into this twist? And instead, I spend my effort on noticing the breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Filling the belly with air. And just allowing the air to come out naturally without too much pressure or force. Today we're practicing keeping a super soft belly, which can be difficult since many times we do engage our core in order to brace ourselves. And that can become a practice that's hard to let go of. So the way we begin to let go of patterns and habits is just by bringing awareness to what we're doing. Without shaming or guilting ourselves, just noticing this is a habit of mine, this is a pattern. Breathing into the lower back. And can you slow your breath down even more? Your heart rate will follow suit. Whenever you feel complete here on your next exhale, just come back to center. Take both hands over to the right, and we're just going to counter the twist, sitting up nice and tall, really reaching through the crown of your head, tucking your chin slightly. Just noticing how it feels on this side. At this point of our practice, we've been moving around a lot, which signals to our nervous system that it's okay to move into the parasympathetic. We're safe, we can move. Because when we freeze, when we're still, and in the sympathetic nervous system, sort of out of a response of danger, think about maybe a long time ago when we were running from predators like saber-toothed tigers. And if we froze, we had to get still and hide. That's what kept us safe. So right now, in the time that we live, we don't have to do that. However, there may have been a situation in your life, maybe as a child or an adult, where you had to hide and get small and go into the freeze response in order to keep yourself safe. So we signal safety by movement. And then our body really sees, oh, we are safe, we can move. On your exhale, just go ahead and come back to center. Just sit with that for a moment. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and inhale, reach your arms up. And then you're going to fold forward either over your right leg, or you're going to shift your body a little bit so that your torso is in alignment with your hips, your pelvis, and you're going to fold sort of diagonally here. Breathing deeply. And just noticing if anything I was talking about brings up a response in your nervous system. Maybe you notice a response because you got hot. Maybe you can feel a sensation somewhere in your body, a tightening or a tingling, a warmth, a bit of a triggered feeling. And just breathe into that. When we are aware, we can work on those things. Just breathing deeply, allowing your body to rest in these poses, stretching the large muscle groups. This is one of the ways we heal trauma. Another way is the way we've just been talking, kind of going in and out of thoughts in the mind, exploring them, and coming back to the present moment. And another tool we have is the breath work. And you can go back to that at any time. The deep double inhale, exhaling through the lips as if they are a thin straw. And just notice any tendency to rush or hurry up and get this over with. And maybe you need to move, stand up and shake, open your eyes, interrupt a thought, tap on your forehead, whatever you need to do. When you're ready, on your next exhale, you can just go ahead and come back up to seated. And we are going to shuffle our feet down to the bottom of our mat and come to lie down on our back. So just take your time. The soles of the feet can rest on the earth, nice and wide. Knees can come together. Let's just take a moment here with maybe one hand on your heart, one on your belly. And tuck your pelvis slightly. Take that curve out of your lumbar spine, your lower back, so you can feel the lower back on the earth. And then maybe on the inhale, you lift the lower back so there's some space under it, bringing the belly up to the sky. Then exhale, tucking the pelvis, getting rid of that gap under your lower back, and just rocking here. If that feels good. Maybe you want to take a different pose or movement, whatever your body is asking for. Our bodies do keep the score, just like that beautiful book by Bessel van der Kolk. We store all of these traumas in our body, and through movement, we are moving the energy, processing and moving it out. And a lot of grief and trauma is stored in the hips. So we're just very gently working with the hips and the sacrum in this pose. So you can either continue flowing here, or you can move to windshield wipering the legs, dropping both knees over to one side. Maybe just hanging out here for a moment, and coming back through center and switching over to the next side. So we use our core a lot here as we move left to right. Let's today just really work on keeping the core nice and loose. So you might even use your hands to kind of help you move your legs. We're working to keep the belly nice and soft today. You might just do one leg at a time, opening and moving. And just notice how this feels for you. We're massaging the glutes as well, so continuing to work on the hips. You can stick with these windshield wipers if you want, or just come back to center. We'll hug the right knee into the chest, maybe sending the left leg out long. So really squeezing this leg in if that feels good, massaging our internal organs, as well as working on the hip joint. You can open up by taking your hand on the front side of the knee and shin, and just kind of taking some circles if you want to do that. So just think about grief or traumas physically positioned somewhere in your body, and what we're doing is we're just moving that energy in order to process that grief and move it out, or that trauma. If you want to, you can send your right leg up tall, point and flex the foot, draw circles, maybe grabbing behind the thigh, the calf, or the ankle. And if this is a bit too deep, just go ahead and place the sole of the left foot on the earth. So again, lots of options. Just play with what you need today. Notice what your body is asking for. And coming back to the breath. Just listening to the sound as the air travels in and out of your nostrils. Wherever you are, go ahead and bring the sole of the left foot to the earth, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, just lifting the left foot, again drawing circles with the ankles. Maybe holding on to the outside of the right knee and the right foot, pulling this whole leg package toward you. You can also reach through, grabbing onto the left thigh or shin, maybe even sending the left leg up tall. So lots of variations. Again, we're just continuing to work on the hips. So however you want to move, to work on the hips and the glutes, you can rock your body side to side. Again, massaging the spine, the lower back, middle and upper back. And then from here, we're going to drop our knees over to the left. So you can bring the sole of the left foot down to the earth, cross your right leg over your left, and then drop both knees over to the left if that feels good. If that is too deep, you're just going to uncross your legs, stack your knees on top of one another, drop them over to the left, looking over to the right. Just taking long, slow, deep breaths. Noticing the quality of your breathing. Is your breath shallow or deep? When we take nice, long, slow, deep breaths, we are signaling to our body that we are safe, that we can rest, relax, digest, and just be present here in this moment. Relaxing the muscles of the face, neck and jaw, forehead, lips. When you're ready, just take your time, trying to keep your belly soft, coming back to center. Maybe you want to hug both knees into your chest, rocking left and right. Deepen your breath. Maybe you can take a nice deep breath here. Maybe you want to circle your ankles again. Let's take our hands and our feet up to the sky, point and flex, draw circles. All right, so let's go ahead and hug the left knee into the chest. Right sole of the foot either stays grounded on the earth or you can send the right leg out long. Just notice if you're clenching any muscles in your body that you can relax, that you don't need right now. So if you want to open up the hip and work on the hip joint, you're just going to draw some rainbows with the left knee, or take anything else that feels good to you. Continuing with a long, slow, deep breathing. The more you practice the long, slow, deep breathing, eventually your body will automatically start doing that. So just like you brush your teeth a few times a day, you can do something like that to help your nervous system a few times a day. Maybe it's with a practice like this where we're stretching and moving, doing some somatic inquiry into what's going on in the body, or some breath work. Coming back to center, sending the left leg up, and taking this stretch however you like it. Noticing the pressure under your back body, the lightness on the sides and the top of your body. Noticing the temperature and the space. Maybe you can even sense a temperature difference when you breathe in and out of your nose. As you inhale, the breath is a bit cooler, and then as you exhale, it feels a bit warmer. And we're going to take our figure four. So go ahead and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Maybe take a minute, push that left thigh away. Lift up the right leg, hug it in, draw circles with the toes. And then just hug it in to deepen that stretch in your hip and your glute as feels comfortable for you today. Allowing your body to rest and relax here. We're going to take our twist. So either stack your knees on top of one another and uncross your legs, or just cross the left leg over. Shift your hips back a bit. Knees come over to the right. Shift your body to the left. Look over your left shoulder. And just move until you're comfortable. Maybe lifting up the head and shoulders, lengthening the spine, whatever you need to do. Allowing the belly to be soft. Taking your time to come back to center. Maybe you want to end with a happy baby, or maybe you don't. Maybe just hugging the knees into the chest, rocking left and right. If you want to take a happy baby, take the soles of the feet to the earth, bend at the knee, grab the outer edge of the feet, tuck the pelvis so you can really feel that lower back on the earth. You can rock side to side. Maybe there's something else you'd like to take here before we rest. And you choose your final posture. You can either bring the soles of the feet together, hug your knees into your chest with the knees wide, and just allow the feet to rest on the earth. Maybe you want to just send the legs out long for Shavasana. If you have any tenderness in your lower back, you might want to bring the soles of the feet to the earth and allow the knees to rest against one another. So just take a few minutes to kind of move through some final resting postures and notice what feels best. Palms can be facing up or down. Keep your focus on the breath as you breathe in through the nostrils, out through the nostrils. Just traveling from head to toes, noticing where you're holding tension right now. And bringing awareness to that area. If at any point you need to interrupt a thought, maybe you are thinking and you would rather be present, or you're thinking some catastrophic thoughts, something you don't want to focus on, you can just blink your eyes open. You can take a finger and tap it on your third eye, the space between your eyebrows on your forehead, and just feeling that movement. You can also take the image, place it on a wall or in a frame across the room, and just take your eyes around the outside of that frame, tracing the outside of that frame in both directions. Noticing the space around the frame in the room. Maybe the image in the frame gets blurrier. You can see that that was either something that happened in the past that's not happening right now, or that's a thought that I have about something that I think could happen in the future, but that's not happening right now. Right now, I'm in my space. I can look for cues of safety and warmth. I can soothe my nervous system and slow down. I invite you to stay here as long as you would like. If you're ready to go ahead and move on with your day, you might want to point the toes, stretch the arms above head, do a big good morning stretch, circle the ankles and the wrists, Then we are going to roll over on our left side, focusing on breathing in and out of the right nostril to wake us up. You might even take a finger and block off the left nostril. Just breathing in and out of the right side of the nose. When you feel ready, very slowly push up to seated. You might want to try to keep your eyes closed as you push up. Wherever you are, you can bring your hands to heart if that feels good. You can just rest your hands on your knees, palms facing down or up. You can also bring a hand to the heart, a hand to the belly, so whatever feels good to you. Let's finish our practice with 3 breaths. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Big inhale. And a big sigh. Let it all go now. My friends, my teachers, namaste. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you next time. Have a great day.